Alright folks, welcome back. Game number 1 in the finals of Group A. If you missed it, Hydra was the first person to break through his group and make it to the round of 8. Tonight we got a special guest on the cast, though it's not just Zombie Grub and myself as per usual. We have, of course, the wonderful, the handsome, the translator James Mal, whatever you want to call him. He's a nice guy, and I'm glad he's hanging out with us tonight. He's given us a couple of really awesome tidbits, behind the scenes stuff about these guys as well. That being said, sir, would you like to start these introductions?
Do people even know what Timbits is?
I said tidbits, but Timbits are delicious.
Oh.
I guess I'm just hungry.
Anyways.
Oh, Canada, please.
On map overgrowth, 1 o'clock position, it's Red Terran, Gumiho.
And Zombie Grub, we've had this discussion. You're like, they're basically donut holes, or whatever.
Oh,
it
wait, I thought
is.
they were called something else.
It began as donut holes.
The Timbits.
Really?
Man.
Timbits?
Yeah.
Tim
Something
Hortons.
else? Huh. Okay. Yeah, they are just like donut holes. It's fine.
Okay, well,
Is this my turn?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Alright. Alright, I'm gonna try to do it like James style. In the bottom left, as the blue Protoss, it's Myungsik.
Do
I
do
hear
not
no
sound like
difference.
that.
I heard no
Oh,
difference. Chat, type 1 if you thought that sounded exactly the same as normal for Zombie Grub, or 2 if you thought that sounded different. And I guess Kappa if you're Nathanius, because I see him lurking in chat. But alright guys, so it's a fresh best of 3, but here's what's weird about this. We've seen Gumiho doing a lot of really cool TVP stuff, and I'm not admiring this because he's Terran, but more so because we've seen him a lot recently. And one of the big things about this is he's been doing these weird tank pushes, he's been abusing map terrain. The problem on Overgrowth though is it's a pretty standard, pretty normal map, and it's really going to be hard to abuse any positioning, but there's always that one pesky ledge outside the natural. So my hopes are high we get to see some mech out of Gumiho, but keep in mind, he played Bio versus Hydra earlier. There's a pretty good chance he'll play Bio again here.
Oh, but this was the map where he went for the tank push.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's like out of the ordinary or impossible, but it's just Gumiho's not been playing mech today, man. Like, not versus top, not versus Hydra. Like, if he does it versus Myungsik, I guess you're right about your predictions. Where Gumiho only does mech versus Protoss now? Question mark.
Oh, James predictions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just meant like instead of abusing the tank ledge, that was just like a straight up push, man. Like you guys didn't see it. It was just like, I'm gonna go mech. And I guess the Protoss player expected it to go for a pretty long time. And he was just like, no, pushing. Okay. He's being pulled too. And he won, actually.
Well, here comes the Reaper hop to the base to see what's going on. Gumiho will maybe get a probe. No, he doesn't want to risk losing the Reaper. Scouting information far too valuable.
Quite.
Engineering base seems a little bit early.
Yeah, he should be getting
Ooh,
plus one
weapons.
of this.
Yeah, this is cool. He's really back in the day. Like, and I always reference this because he's the guy I would watch stream all the time. DeMuslim did a lot of this in like early Heart of the Swarm, and it had quite a bit of success. Plus 1 of Marines is really not something you should ever undervalue.
And maybe a third pair, because it's going to be +1 stim, go YOLO, see how many probes you can kill, and then start playing from there.
Gumiho's control's so good. I don't know if he would need stim per se, but cool to see if he chalked that on. But for now,
You know,
just getting the Marine count up.
we know that Gumiho doesn't need stim.
Yeah, that's actually a fact proven.
Curse plateau, anyone? Yeah.
Hashtag Gumi God. Now there's the Twilight Council coming out of this for Myungsik. If he does go for Blink, it doesn't necessarily mean a big Blink all in, but if he dumps a bunch of Chrono Boosts into it, that's what we're going to keep an eye on, of course, because for what Overgrowth is, I mean, Blink is just part of your late game. It's not really something you have to use as a big all in anymore, like you used to versus Terran. And I made a mistake asking chat to do anything, because it's like the least,
way to go.
the least focused answer ever. I don't know if there's more ones or if there's more Kappas. Ugh. But, okay, so for Myungsik, Blink not getting Chrono Boosted out. Just kind of sticking to the norm. This, not exactly going to be something he's susceptible to, Gumiho's push, but the third Brax is coming out, so he's going to have a lot of production, a lot of units. So when he does finally push, it's going to be overwhelming. I guess the big question is A, is Photon Overcharge cool enough to keep him in this game? And B, will he have enough units to buffer for it?
Take in the robotics. This Gumiho's build seems very weird. I don't think I've really seen anything like this before. If he builds 2 more barracks, it would make a little more sense that he would probably not want to take his third and just go YOLO, or when 1-1 is finished with 3 barracks, just try to swarm over with Marines and Marauders.
It's
Doesn't
nice.
even look like what he's trying to do either.
Yeah, he skipped the Marines in the main mineral lines. He's got a bunker coming down the front. I mean, for now, he's just playing defensive against what's possibly Oracle's, possibly an early push, but we all know that's not really the case for Myungsik. He's just macroing with a lot of stalkers, and well, it's not this big blink all in yet. This is a big dedication of stalkers. This can hurt. This can hurt a lot.
Yeah. What's the nice thing about this build is that you can actually, like, if they're so well prepared, like they already have stim and medevacs, you don't have to continue warping in a bunch of stalkers. You can throw in the robotics a little bit earlier and try and macro out of it. But he did try and commit on King Sejong with the exact same amount of gateways. So I think he's gonna actually try and do something here.
So awkward seeing these Marines. Of course, Sim is finishing up like very perfectly timed for this. So dealing with this attack, not at all impossible, but even without Stim, without revealing Stim, he keeps the bunker alive, picks off 2 stalkers, and his army remains unscathed. Sorry. Allergic to something tonight? But, okay, so Blink's up to the high ground. There's the time warp on the ramp, which is such a nuisance, but with Stim, he's going to power through this. Stalker's going to have to blink back to the low ground. Bunker still stands, which means they can't just turn around and go for the natural.
I'm really surprised he's still trying to commit to this. I mean, it certainly is like more dedicated than just like a 2 or 3 gateway opener. There's 1 more gateway, but okay, there's his robotics bay.
Gumiho pretty much just blind countered what Myungsik was trying to do. Like,
Well, for now, this is a War Prism, though, with the army moving out. Okay, he does see it with the factory.
was there, yes.
Yeah.
Well, there's also the fact that like since it isn't doing any, it's not doing any like SCV damage. It's finally gonna get the bunker here, but it's also not. It's not trading out army either. That like when Myungsik eventually just has to straight up leave.
Gumiho, you can't just F2 around. You're a pro player, man.
The whole army was, of course,
He's a mech
redirected
player,
to natural.
so.
See that one guy.
You're
He's
right.
like, Zombie Grub, why are you being serious? Why are you not making a joke right now? Why are you being so serious with that laugh?
More people do that to you than me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Why are you so critical, Rifkin?
I'm not even the critical one out of our duo.
Even
That's like the
critical
worst part.
out of your caster, but like seriously, Rifkin.
Okay, I'm gonna send the Lance on the way because the Colossus Cat's picking up, but still not really a force that could quite tangle with Gumiho. If he can catch any of these stalkers away from this Colossus, he's gonna absolutely annihilate them.
Yeah. That was the biggest problem is, again, like, they weren't exactly trading out units, but abuses the ledge.
Great, yeah.
That's pretty cool. SCVs are getting pulled into the action. So of course, most of the bio's not here. He's gonna actually send some off to catch the back end of this on the Blink retreat path, potentially. That's kind of cool. So we'll leave some waiting over here, but the recall's what goes off instead.
Ah.
You thought I was gonna go left? No, I'm just gonna go out of this dimension and come back over here.
That was so cool. It's like when you try and like use your name, like you just been Myungsik, but it doesn't really work.
It's the Myungsikest recall.
You know, he's gonna have the 6 gateways and with 2 Colossus. I mean, he might like try again to attack off of this.
He's still kind of
yep.
on an awkward clock, though. Without that extended thermal lance on, he really can't push into this bio.
Yeah, well, I just don't think he can, like, if there's any amount of concave, right? So I'd really be surprised if he, like, dedicated to an all-in, and he doesn't. He goes to High Templars.
Also, after a minute or so, Gumiho probably knows that Myungsik doesn't have any upgrades done yet. So
Yeah.
there is a
point,
window. Yeah. There's a chance of opportunity where Gumiho can just make more units and just go for it.
We usually don't have to talk about the upgrades until, like, the mid-game, but it's gonna be, like, 2-2 versus 0-0.
Yeah, you don't really see it either. Most of the time, there's at least armor chronoed out behind this, but I guess it's the cost of going for those stalkers so early. But he does catch so much of Gumiho's army. Oh,
I think.
Yeah. Gumiho was not expecting that.
no, certainly not. But extended thermal lance is done, and that's kind of the nice move for Myungsik. He timed that out quite well when moving out of his base. Storm's going to certainly help a lot against a biocentric player, but that's a long way off. So Gumiho's still got a window of opportunity where he can really do some damage, but he is playing, I'm not even going to call it passive, but just safe. Like, he's had to do a lot of responding to attacks in his own base. He hasn't really been able to drop or anything, and now he's finally moving up for the first time, but it's when Colossus are out, when Storm is on the horizon.
Yeah, this is a little worrying. I think Gumiho is planning to do, like, an SCV pull soon. Like, once those upgrades are on finishing. Like, no 3rd CC. It's still, like, a very big armor. Fuck. Whatever.
Hey, language.
Hey, yeah.
Dude,
I
I've
should.
been watching.
You know what? I should never gotten rid of the swear jar emote. We need it more
We
than
need it
ever.
more now than ever. It should be really real. Yeah, it would have been bad anyways because Storm would have been done. So it's still a pretty late third CC at like 14 minutes. But those upgrades are pretty darn good. Storm, of course, you know, will kind of make up for that. But you're hoping for really good storms.
Well, the Viking count, of course, was thinned out a little bit. We have those stalkers blink forward to pick off 1 or 2 on the right side, but without the Viking count being really 5 or 6, it's going to be very difficult to actually run into these Colossus. You could spread your bio for days, but there's so much actual damage packed into Myungsik's army, making sure that that bio connects is not a guarantee at all.
2 medevacs going into the main of Myungsik, and all the rest are meeting the third.
Yeah.
Imagine if he slapped up the forge. Oh.
No upgrades for you ever.
Oh.
That would have been really dirty, but he's going to go for the Nexus instead, which isn't a bad
Nexus is
consolation
alright.
prize. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. It's no big deal.
Alright.
You actually might be able to clip this else too. So many Marauders on the front lines. The Marines just safely nestled in the back. So while this goes on, he pushes to the third. This forces Myungsik to be over here instead of responding to the main. And this drop is doing way more damage. He will get the forge. 2-2-1 versus 0-0. Oh, this is like the terror to me is like yes, please, but the other part of me is like Myungsik, no, this sucks.
Oh, he's just gonna attack. I mean, he's attacking, you know, with Storm and Charge Lots versus no Ghost, but that army is so big, the concave is available, especially with the base that he took. Okay, the Viking count isn't that high, but there's only 2 Colossus.
And the really nice thing about Storm is it does ignore armor upgrades. So being down weapon upgrades doesn't really affect them as much, but we still have these like crazy drops going out of Gumiho behind this. I mean, it's not even that the drops themselves are that crazy. It's 2 medevacs that are Marauder heavy. Big whoop. But it's the fact that they're causing so much damage to Myungsik.
Yeah. There's just no way that Myungsik looks at this concave and is like, I can take that on, like, comfortably. Like, because he also has to, you know, keep that ball rolling after the engagement happens. He actually needs to, you know, either kill that base or...
all the medevacs. With the storms that he landed, all the medevacs are drained out of mana. This is, I guess, the only time he could try, and it looks like it's...
That's actually going really well.
This is going quite well, and this is one of those times you start punching your desk. You're like, wow, Gumiho so far ahead, but can still lose to a Protoss army, and that's because his army value is cut. So much of this was across the field and not here at home. The spread was nice, but, you know, as James pointed out, Mal pointed out, not a lot of energy for heals going on.
Yeah.
SUVs are going to try to be pulled into this. There's 1 Colossus. If he could have taken out this Colossus prior to this engagement, his Marauders would hold straight up. But now there's Storms. Now there's still that Colossus. Oh, he's going to eat a lot of Storm damage. And Gumiho. Gumiho, no!
It's so many more medevacs if he's gonna withstand this without Ghosts. Like, Myungsik hits... Oh, he's gonna do so well without any upgrades, and the drop still denying pretty much all mining. I think he's actually out of reinforcements, basically.
Yeah, if he could just beat
One's all the
Myungsik.
time.
Like, if he can just hold. Like, it's weird to consider, but if he just holds, he's okay. Mules will outperform those low cancel probes.
Oh, why the third? No lift, buddy, please. All
Oh,
right.
do you lose the third? Ah. Natural base might go down here at the same time as well. Picks up in the medevacs. Is he just going to try and base trade it out?
He's trade. Yeah, why not?
I mean, it is these units on the other side of the field that have been doing the most effectiveness throughout the course of this game.
And the upgrades finish as well. He has 3-3 over 0-0.
He's got to lift his buildings, though. Like, if he wants to base trade this out, it's not going to cut it with just 1 or 2.
And we
Let's
also,
not forget, yeah, you can stall the game out with this stupid area over here.
We figured that one out. Poor Journey.
So Gumiho, if he does this correctly, can force us into a draw in a worst case scenario. Base trading Protoss, not exactly the easiest thing in the world to do. His army supply is in the gutter, but he's going to try and make it happen.
Yeah, there's also like, I feel there's also a lot more situations in PvT especially where you're you know, the Colossus and the High Templars are so slow. They're like walking behind. No laggy. Yeah, they're walking behind, so sometimes you can snipe them off when things start to get a little messy.
We are officially at the point now where if he hides a building over the lake, Myungsik can't kill him. He's got no production. He's got no means to build another Nexus to start mining again. If Gumiho does this correctly, he can stall this out to a draw.
And Gumiho can make like 5 more Marauders. Unless he gets supply blocks.
Did he get any SUVs? No, he actually lost everything. So he can't build it. Yeah, another command center or anything. He does have it. Well, actually, he's a CCP you can build an SCV with. I didn't realize that one stayed alive.
Yeah, just crawl back, be like, I'm
I was
going
to go for Banshees, but nope, just kidding. Denied.
Not a bad idea, but the Observer was cranked out at the last second. I think Myungsik realized what was happening. He was like, the one thing I don't need right now is Banshees, or what am I in to kill me?
I just feel like, though, the longer this goes on, Myungsik wins the actual army fight. He's got storms.
Yeah.
Gumiho's going for a Widow Mine behind this, which is kind of cool, but as you pointed out, there's going to be detection.
He needs to actually like catch the High Templars like out of position, and he technically can. I mean, he has mobility, and the game's gonna get really weird.
I guess here's the question: is Gumiho a scumbag? Is he going to? Yeah, he does move the barracks into position.
I think so.
Jokes to be made. If this does end up being a draw, the way we've always done it in the past is we just regame it. So, as much as I would love to just award some person a victory because we feel they played better, it's a scenario where Gumiho, I can certainly. I feel he feels robbed in this. Like, yeah, you've got 2-2 over your opponent. You absolutely destroyed the Nexus. You did so much damage. You still lost because you got like deathballed.
Yeah, storms, overstimming, like a midivax. I still thought that the concave and the upgrades are going to win him out, but
oh, you know what? We thought we were just going to stall it out. He actually lands the Raxus to produce. He's trying to use that money before he loses out on all of his depots. He's going to get a cloaked Banshee. This is so cool. But that orbital has gone back to mining, and Gumiho. I don't know if Myungsik realized that the Gumiho is actually mining again, but he does now with the Zealot.
There is a good chance Gumiho can still win this.
There is a chance, yeah, absolutely, but it's going to be hard to manage. I mean, well, the army's actually outrunning the Templar. They're so far on the other side of the field. There's no storms for this. We got Cloaked Banshee coming up behind this too. There's one observer on the field, I think, or two.
Still hasn't seen it yet.
Two.
Two.
The thing about the observers is that
they're out of position hardcore. Look at this.
Yeah, that highlights more the fact that High Templars are slow, right? So like, there's such a big chance for those Banshees to snipe the High Templars.
He's gonna use barracks in front of the wall off. I mean, Gumiho's doing a lot of really cool things.
Like when Journey was like trying to block out the DTs.
Yeah. Oh, that. I don't want to talk about that. That broke my heart. Alright, so there are storms here. He brought them in the Warp Prism, so that was kind of a cool move.
That is really cool.
That makes a lot of energy. They can heal for some time. But he's got to be careful. These Marines are so vulnerable. There's so many storms! He gets a bunker up! With this bunker, he might be able to hold against the Zealots that come charging at the top of the ramp. Where did those Widow Mines go? Did those get picked off? I think they did. Yeah, no longer available. We're going to have that Banshee come back across the map. The Immortal's getting focused down. Maybe the Marauders can live to see another day. Big maybe on this. If he takes out the last couple of Stalkers, though, there's really not going to be a lot of anti-air. Archon's range is so short, I don't think he can deal with the Banshees. Here comes the Cavalry. Oh, the Banshee.
Banshee's gonna win this game. No, the Banshee, please, Banshee!
Oh, no, he's got cloak. Oh, it's not gonna matter. Oh, Vic gets the Archon. Two. He's got the bunker. He's got this. Gumiho has beaten the army of Myungsik. With an epic finish, he crosses the line, and game number 1 will go to Gumiho. And the best part is he didn't scumbag his victory.